Rats. Probably wondering why I have my hood up. This is to deter rats and squirrels and rodents from climbing in the engine bay and nesting and possibly chewing up my wires. This is a trick I learned from being out here camping now. They were doing it at Quartzsite. I didn't understand it, and the people around here are doing it even more. And I believe it's because out here we have a lot more of the rodents running around. So anyways, a way to deter the rodents is to keep your hood up. And you could keep it up this high, or I like to just use this and keep it up at a minimal. You'd think by opening the hood you're inviting the rodents into the engine bay, but what you're actually doing is you're not providing a closed space that's warm and dark for them to hide. Kind of makes sense. So as I drive down the road here, you'll see, sorry, there's a lot of bugs. I'm just waving them. They're all in my face. So as you're driving down the roads here, you'll see a lot of vans, trucks, their hoods up, and it looks like they need help getting their rigs started, but what they're doing is they're just trying to keep the rodents out of their van. So I like to double up on that by adding motion detect lights under the van. So when rodents run up, the motion detect shines a light and hopefully scares off the rodents. Camping out in Quartzsite, I noticed a lot of rigs with the LED lights all the way around the van that are on all night, and I thought it was for decoration, but it's actually to keep the rodents away from the rigs. Yeah, I didn't think that that was a thing, because when I was living in the apartment, I did a video on it way back. I saw rat prints all on my windows and all on the hood, and that's because my neighbors next door were moving out, so everything was getting shifted and they were just running through the wall into our side, and they weren't nesting in here, but they were nesting in all of the nooks in the garage, all behind my wood panels and stuff like that. So we got infested, but luckily nothing ended up in here, because they love to chew on these things, and if they chew on these, that's not bueno when you're on the road. So being out here, we're taking precautions by keeping the hood up and the lights on at night. I was watching a van life YouTube channel where he found little bits of hay down in the engine bay here. Kind of look like this. And he went in there with one of those long sticks, those grabbers, and he started pulling and pulling, and out came like basically a rat's nest. And he's had a rodent living in his van. Luckily they didn't chew up the wires. So a lot of these camp spots don't have trash bins, and you have to pack it in and pack it out. And I got this Machins bag for my hitch carrier, and these are great because they zip up, they're Velcro, and they lock. And I like to keep my trash in here, not in the van and not outside, because the rodents like trash. So hopefully it's not foolproof, but this will keep the rodents away. I haven't seen any prints on here from anything trying to climb in. There's about 4 bags of trash in there already. And I learned quickly I was keeping the trash on top, and early in the morning I heard something back here making noise. It sounded like it was trying to get into the bag or whatever. So I got up real quick and I checked back here, and it was a raven, and he grabbed the bag, took it over here and tore it apart and littered all of our garbage everywhere here, which will attract the rodents, and the people that walk by here will think we're nasty. So we try to keep it clean. This is a good alternative to the trasharoo, those bags that sit on the rear tire. If you have a rear tire in the back here, it hangs like a backpack. I always wanted one of those. So maybe one day when I get YouTube rich, I can get a tire mount for the outside here. So anyways, those are my ways of keeping the rodents out of the van. The only things that we've had in the van out here are pretty sizable moths and something that was flying around in there we couldn't find, but I think it died in the van. I don't know where it is. Anyways, till the next one. If you think you have rodents in the van, if you think you have rodents in the engine bay, you'll hear noises. You'll see little rat footprints here, little claw marks, and you'll see rat doo-doos everywhere. And if it's dusty like this, it makes it much easier to notice. So look for those tells if you suspect that you have something living in your engine bay. I've also heard that if your car is sitting idle for a while, just start it up every now and then, make noise, maybe just put the radio on, and it might flush them out.